Good day, everybody. My name is Ifeanyi Onwuzuruigbo. I am from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. My work is on how local means or traditional means of solving conflicts can be deployed to solve modern conflicts, particularly in the context of the inability of liberal peace to resolve most conflicts in Africa. Now, current efforts at, what's the problem? Current efforts at managing Africa's conflicts have relied essentially on the liberal peace program. Liberal peace is built on Western doctrines of conflict management and has failed to secure peace. This has led to emphasis on indigenous approaches to conflict resolution. Even at the point of, at the level of UN, there have been emphasis on deploying local means of managing conflict to respond to modern and ongoing conflicts. So this study focuses on the local means or indigenous conflict resolution strategy, referred to as ICOME. Now, what then is ICOME? What are the guiding principles? What procedures are administered in administering it, and so on? These are the issues that I intend to tackle, or have tackled in this paper. Now, but before then, what do we mean by traditional mechanism of conflict resolution? And I say traditional conflict management techniques are those methods practiced for an extended period and have evolved within African societies rather than being the product of external importation. Now, such methods will include the Ubuntu in South Africa, conflict resolution methods adopted by Gula Islanders in America, and Ibantu in Nigeria, and other methods which I have not itemized here. But in all, you find some features running across all these methods or strategies. One, there is emphasis on the collectivity or the collective, the community, and not the individual. Second, there is emphasis on cooperation and not competition. Third, all of them are built on spirituality as the source of knowledge, not science. And then the emphasis is on restorative justice, not retributive. Then what then is ICOME? And how does it appropriate these basic principles in seeking peace? Now, it is a special sacrifice, I'm referring to ICOME now, as a special sacrifice of atonement performed when the blood of a kinsman or woman has been split through murder or other means. It can be administered to individuals, families, clans, etc. But the parties who agree to be administered, to agree to ICOME, the parties, must all agree to ICOME. ICOME is informed by the belief that an act that promotes bloodshed violates the Earth Goddess, which abhors shedding of blood. Institutionalized, now I'm referring to the Igbo society or Igbo group in Nigeria. I'm sorry I didn't say that much earlier. So, in the Igbo communities of southeastern Nigeria, institutionalized authority was weak and almost lacking, because these were mainly stateless communities. The Earth God therefore provided important and effective sanctions for laws and norms in Igbo land. So Ikome also may involve reparation taking the form of exchange of human beings to replace the dead, exchange of valuables, money, or services, including the atonement sacrifice, which must be performed. Ikome can also be achieved through what is referred as Nkuche marriage, that is, marrying a wife for the murdered or dead member of the family. Here I have to make some illustration. If in a war somebody is killed, the man for that man. Now Ikome recommends that a woman be married for that man, so that the man that has been killed, so that his lineage will continue. Now when that woman is married, it's for the kinsmen to look for a man who now acts as a husband and raise children on behalf of the dead man. So that's how it works. Now, Ikome and the management of communal conflicts. Now I'm looking at how Ikome has been used to manage a conflict that has lasted for over 100 years in southeastern Nigeria among two communities referred to as Aguleri and Umuleri communities in southeastern Nigeria. This conflict arose as a result of a struggle for a particular portion of land during the colonial time, but particularly on the onset of colonialism in that part of the country. And it continued until 1999, until even the intervention of the president, before this method of securing peace was applied to the conflict and peace returned to the community. So I say Aguleri and Umuleri communities have been involved in the bloody land struggles since the beginning of colonialism in southeastern Nigeria. There have been several clashes in 1932, 1933, 1964, and so on. However, that of 1999 was the most protracted and bloody. Ikome was applied to resolve the conflict and achieve peace and tranquility between the communities. The process of implementing Ikome was aimed at achieving restorative rather than punitive justice. It helps to restore, that is, Ikome helps to restore confidence in communal norms and trust in the community. Now, in conclusion, Ikome, like other means of managing conflicts, are beginning to gain acceptance. It can be used to manage national conflicts, even though it is particularistic. What am I saying here? What aggregate to national conflicts most times starts with, at a very small scale. You have pockets of conflicts at the communal level, and over time they transcend and become national conflicts. So if Ikome can be used to manage communal conflicts, there's a sense, logically speaking, in which they can also be used, or it can also be used to manage national conflicts. Now, the traditional conflict management mechanism emphasizes restorative justice. To that extent, some principles of Ikome can be combined with others. Other forms of managing conflict to achieve peace in national conflicts. Thank you.